Hey guys, thank you for watching the Slat Rock channel. If you're new here, don't forget to check out our previous video, 15 most shocking things not allowed in WWE. You don't want to miss this one. Also, check out our other high-rated videos by clicking at the upper right-hand corner or click down in the description field. Guys, we all know WWE has been trying hard to venture into the Arabian market for quite some time now, and thanks to Triple H, yes, Triple H, it's now a reality. WWE's entered into a 10-year partnership with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and a sweet $20 million deal. This special event, which will take place at the King Abdullah Sports City Stadium in Jeddah this Friday, will be witnessed by 60,000 fans. Before we talk about the monstrous match card and its predictions, let's address a few things first. On one hand, wrestling journalists are appreciating WWE's effort for taking their product overseas, while on the other hand, they've been receiving some criticism as well. Most of the criticism is focused on the inability of women wrestlers to perform at the show, especially considering how much the company has promoted its women's evolution over the last few years. The other criticism is that this event is to only be attended by families and men, i.e., women are only allowed to watch the show from the King Abdullah Sports City Stadium if they're accompanied. Apart from women wrestlers, the only guy who is unhappy with this whole deal is Finn Balor, as his LGBTQ-friendly merchandise is strictly prohibited in this country. These criticisms have come from wrestling journalists from all across the globe. However, one should note that WWE isn't at fault in this case. It's simply a result of the laws of Saudi Arabia. Speaking to the mainstream media on these criticisms, Triple H said, "I understand that people are questioning it, but you have to understand that every culture is different, and just because you don't agree with a certain aspect of it, it doesn't mean it's not a relevant culture. You can't dictate to a country or a religion about how they handle things, but having said that, WWE is at the forefront of a women's evolution in the world, and what you can't do is affect change anywhere by staying away from it. While right now women are not competing in the event, we have had discussions about that, and we believe and hope that in the next few years they will be. That is a significant cultural shift in Saudi Arabia." Moving on, this pay-per-view, which will be aired on the WWE Network, will feature 10 solid matches, including 7 championship matches. Let's start off with the first ever 50-man Greatest Royal Rumble match. The title says Royal Rumble, so what does the winner get? A title shot at SummerSlam? Or a title shot on the next Monday Night Raw or SmackDown Live? Or a trophy? Or even worse, a plank? WWE should have thrown some light on this aspect rather than leaving the fans with a lot to speculate. Anyway, coming to the match itself, 50 men? Seriously? I mean, the last time WWE even dared such a thing was way back in 2011, when Alberto Del Rio won the 40-man Royal Rumble. As far as the competitors in the Battle Royal, WWE announced that Daniel Bryan, Chris Jericho, Rey Mysterio, Shane McMahon, Kurt Angle, The Great Khali, Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt, Bobby Lashley, Big Show, Kane, The New Day, Baron Corbin, Apollo Crews, Shelton Benjamin, Sin Cara, Elias, Chad Gable, Goldust, Titus O'Neil, Mojo Rawley, Dolph Ziggler, Mark Henry, and Randy Orton will all compete in the Battle Royal. And I think it's fair to assume that at least a handful of NXT wrestlers will be called upon to make up the numbers for this main event. Guys, we're predicting that Daniel Bryan will win the match and register his first ever Royal Rumble win. If not Daniel Bryan, who, in your opinion, should win the Royal Rumble and why? Moving on, John Cena versus Triple H. Considering Cena's current booking pattern and his status with the company, you would expect Triple H to go over. However, keeping in mind John Cena's global fan base, we think Cena would go over clean. Next up, Undertaker versus Rusev. Following his quick victory over John Cena at WrestleMania 34, most fans assumed The Undertaker would fade away like he does after every Mania. We were wrong. The Dead Man will battle Rusev in a casket match that has been the subject of a lot of changes leading up to the event. Rusev was Taker's original opponent, but WWE swapped out the Bulgarian Brute for Chris Jericho before going back to Rusev a few days later. Many believe the following tweet from Rusev after the match was announced was the reason for the change. As part of the storyline, Lana pleaded with WWE not to put her husband in a casket match. WWE later wanted Y2J to be involved, and now he is gone too, and Ruru is back. Chris Jericho addressed this issue online saying, "Things changed. I was never in that match in the first place. They asked if I wanted to be in that match, and then they changed their mind and I said sure. In the world of WWE, things change all the time. You have to go with the flow. That's what gives you longevity and makes you a better performer. There are times when things are planned for months and they change, and there's a lot of times things get changed in 3 seconds. You have to be ready to go at all times. The odds of The Undertaker losing this match are slim to none. Not only is it one of his signature stipulations, but Rusev is not being booked in a way that implies he would be considered to beat him. Moving on, Cruiserweight Championship match, Cedric Alexander vs. KALISTO. During this week's 205 Live, a gauntlet match took place with Tony Nese, Mustafa Ali, Drew Gulak, KALISTO, and TJP as participants. A stipulation was added that the winner of this match will face Cruiserweight champion Cedric Alexander at the Greatest Royal Rumble. KALISTO won the gauntlet match and is all set to face Cedric Alexander at this Friday's event. With both these guys in the ring, we can expect a typical wrestling match with great high-flying moves. Between Cedric Alexander and KALISTO, we can fairly say that KALISTO has a good fan base, and keeping that in mind, we're predicting KALISTO will walk away with a win and become the new Cruiserweight champion. Next up, WWE Championship match, AJ Styles vs. Shinsuke Nakamura. The Phenomenal One has defended his WWE Championship against all comers since early November, yet Shinsuke Nakamura has proved to be his toughest challenge to date. Although he defended the gold against the King of Strong Style at WrestleMania 34, the feud took a personal turn when Nakamura subsequently betrayed Styles' trust with a low blow. Nakamura has had Styles' number in the weeks since then, making it clear he wants the prestigious prize in his grasp. Already, it looks like Nakamura is far more comfortable as a heel than he was as a babyface, and I strongly believe we are in for a lengthy and heated feud between the two internet darlings. Coming to the match, AJ will once again get the best of Shinsuke at the Greatest Royal Rumble, but this could be enough to send Shinsuke completely over the edge to best Styles in their next meeting at Backlash by any means necessary. Next up, United States Championship match, Jeff Hardy vs. Jinder Mahal with Sunil Singh. Guys, as we predicted in our Superstar Shakeup video, the United States Championship is staying on SmackDown Live while the Intercontinental Championship is on Raw. With that in mind, Jeff Hardy will retain the title and stay on SmackDown Live since he is facing a Raw guy, Jinder Mahal. Vince McMahon is very keen on Jeff's singles push and is the reason why he is kept away from Matt Hardy and his Broken Universe gimmick. As far as Jinder is concerned, he will be hindered once again. Raw Tag Team Championship match, Woken Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt vs. Sheamus and Cesaro. Guys, no one expected 4th grader Nicholas and the monster among men Braun Strowman to win the Raw Tag Team Championship titles at WrestleMania 34. However, for obvious reasons, they had to relinquish the titles shortly thereafter. Raw General Manager Kurt Angle set up a Tag Team Eliminator tournament, where the winning team would face Cesaro and Sheamus at the WWE Greatest Royal Rumble for the tag titles. Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt emerged victorious and will almost certainly leave Friday's event with the titles. Why? Here's why. Cesaro and Sheamus were drafted to SmackDown during the Superstar Shakeup, so having them win Raw's tag titles would make no sense. Wyatt and Hardy are also beginning a new phase in their storyline, so giving them the straps would quickly establish them as a team to watch. SmackDown Tag Team Championship match, the Bludgeon Brothers vs. the Usos. Coming to the SmackDown Tag Team titles, the Bludgeon Brothers and the Usos will have another chance to deliver a show-stopping performance after the WrestleMania encounter ended in a matter of minutes. Harper and Rowan need more time with the titles in order to be taken seriously, so they will leave with the reign intact and another win over Jimmy and Jay. Next up, Intercontinental Championship ladder match, Seth Rollins vs. The Miz vs. Samoa Joe vs. Finn Balor. Seth freaking Rollins won the prestigious IC title from The Miz at WrestleMania 34 in a triple threat match, which also included Finn Balor. Then, on the Raw after Mania, Samoa Joe returned to action by yelling at Roman Reigns. Now, somehow, Joe will join the battle for the IC Championship at the Greatest Royal Rumble. As much as I love Joe, he needs to be in the main event and not on the mid-card holding on to this title. For that reason, I'm giving the win to Rollins. Finally, Universal Championship Steel Cage match, Brock Lesnar vs. Roman Reigns. Firstly, PW Insider broke the news that Paul Heyman will not be at the side of Brock Lesnar for his WWE Universal Championship defense against Roman Reigns this Friday. Wrestling pundits and WWE fans expected Roman Reigns to win the title at Mania this year, but that proved totally wrong when the Beast walked away as the champion. Keeping in mind the 60,000 fans in attendance and WWE's first big venture into Saudi Arabia, Vince wanted the title to change hands on this occasion and make the event even more memorable, meaning Roman Reigns will be crowned the new Universal Champion. It'll be interesting how WWE books the big dog and the newly crowned Universal Champion going forward. As far as Lesnar is concerned, he's held the championship for over a year, and quite frankly, WWE fans desperately want somebody who could show up on Raw every week and compete in every month's pay-per-views. A Fox story out of Australia claims that WWE is paying Brock Lesnar more than $500,000 per match on his new deal, which doesn't have a fixed number of dates, but allows the company to use and pay him when needed. Also, his new WWE contract is said to be a pay-per-appearance deal, which makes it even more interesting. So, will he compete in both the UFC and WWE? What do you think? Should he continue as a WWE wrestler or stay in UFC? What are your predictions for this event? Feel free to let us know in the comments below. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button, check out our previous videos, and hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one. You can hit that bell icon to get notified every time we post a new video. And you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. And as always, thanks for watching.